Of course, the COVID-19 is being felt globally across different operations. Companies and corporates are trying to assess the reallocation of supply chains, and maybe there will be a refocusing into more regional supply chains. The way we see it is that probably it is premature to assess the full impact of what is happening, and we are monitoring how the corporate sector is reassessing the reallocation of their operations. In this regard, there is a parallel process, which is a process I started with deglobalization or questioning the value of globalization. And that could be accelerated as a result of the shock. So is it possible that the supply chains become more regional? Yes, I think so. There is a risk there. And I think we will need to think also about the implications in terms of paying some premium for holding capacity at the regional level. In this context, I think that Georgia has some potential to be part of these regional supply chains, not only because of the logistical location of Georgia, but also because of, as you mentioned, the free trade agreement with Europe and China.
Yeah, I really agree with Mercedes, what she just said. And to add, I think there will probably be, depending on what company the company's profiles are, supply chains may become much more localized to ensure that there is always supply. The other option is, of course, to diversify supply chains much more than you have today. If you're a very big company, this is possible. To diversify supply chains not only over different countries, but possibly also over different continents to ensure that you have uninterrupted supply at all times. Your choice of path here probably depends on the size of the company, where you're based, your sector, and so forth, and also your financial strength. But it's interesting options because they're completely opposite. So I think we all wish we had a crystal ball. We don't. But it will be interesting to read about this period and the development over the next couple of years in times to come.
Yes, I think we'll see some reconfiguration. It's not going to be in the short term. Global value chains are sticky. That's why we actually see the problems. If they were not sticky, then people will immediately move to the next supplier, but they are. Investments are customer specific, businesses are firm-to-firm relations, so it will be some time before these changes are actually taking place, and they can go in various directions with, as I said, reconfiguration in some way. Global value chains were actually slowing down even before COVID. As Mercedes mentioned, we were in an era of deglobalization already, so trade policies are not really the most conducive towards value chains. And also we have automation and 3D printing. So that's also something that people feel is a threat to value chains. Again, our recent research shows that actually automation and 3D printers increase trade. So a lot of unknowns, but we are likely to see some changes in investment patterns going forward. I can just say who's going to benefit. Probably countries that are open to FDI, countries that are open to trade, countries that have political and macroeconomic stability and have a predictable business environment. And of course, we should not forget about the role of comparative advantage in all of this. So Georgia meets a lot of these things. You can attract some of this investment, but whether it will make the full list of things, or we should concentrate our efforts, I'll leave that discussion for some of the next.